Hi, this is my planted tank after about 6 or 7 months since I've set it up. So I've got a few fish in there, nothing major. I've got some neon tetras, glass cats, some discus, and a couple of bristlenose cats as well. And the rest is pretty much plants. So the plants are doing quite well. I've changed my lighting to suit. I had some metal halides before and a couple of fluoros. So since then I've changed the lighting to LED. So I've got two 3-foot LEDs on top, which have white, blue and red lights. The red lights for plant growth, and they're programmable. You just put an SD card in there, set it up, and you can change the lighting parameters throughout the day, which is pretty good. I've changed the pumps a little bit. Still has the two 3,000 litre pumps down in the bottom sumps. It only runs on one pump per day though, so I've got one pump running from 6 AM to 6:01 PM, and then the other pump will kick in at 6 PM and run till 6:01 AM. So each of them has a 1-minute overlap just while the other pump's kicking in and getting going, and then it'll just run on the one pump for the next 12 hours. There's an inlet behind this Amazon Sword. This is the one that's hooked up to the CO2. So the CO2 kicks in at about 11 in the morning, runs through till about 4 in the afternoon. The same system as before, it's just a little power head that feeds into the main pump, that the CO2 feeds into the small power head, so it gets chewed up through the small power head and then the larger power head, and it gets mixed in with the water as it gets pumped up into the top tank. So this is about it. It's been running excellently. There's a lot of algae growth on the Mopani root. The new LEDs are great. They run much cooler. They use much less electricity. They run 24 hours a day, but because they're variable, they're on full power with the white light between 11 o'clock in the morning till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the rest of the time it's either a gradual build up or a gradual drop in light. These plants here, 2 weeks ago, they were just below the height of the leafy ones. Now they're just building up at the top. I'll leave them for a little bit, but I might trim them right down again soon. They're growing really well. And up the back, don't know if you can see it, it's a bit dark, there's a black spray bar across the top here, across the top of the tank, just to create some current. It's hooked up to the pump down in the back corner there, and you can see there's some slight plant movement from it, and that's hooked up to a timer as well. So it's generally on when the CO2 is getting pumped in, just to mix it around the tank. So I did try to plant some hairgrass, but I'm not sure what the proper conditions for hairgrass is, but it didn't take very well, so I've ended up planting a bunch of crypts. And when I bought them, they were in little terracotta pots, and they looked okay. When you put them in the tank, they just take off. They're awesome, nice plants. And you can see this Amazon Sword sprouting up here, growing very nicely. The halides used to burn the plants, and it looked good, but it was too bright. This is in a dimming process at the moment, so being dusk, it's toning down. The lights work on a lunar cycle, So a 28-day rotation. They're quite impressive. The rest of the tank is the same as described before with the drains and everything like that. I've just got a bit of a grate in front of the drains. That's just for any plants that might come up or leaves that shed, to stop them getting or either going down into the sump or clogging up the grate. So that's about it. I'm going overseas for 6 weeks in a couple of weeks, so I won't be getting any more fish until I get back. But in here there's probably about 80 neon tetras, there's 12 glass cats and 5 discus at the moment. Hopefully I'll have the same number when I get back. You can see there's quite a bit of algae growth on the timber. Green algae growth, which is good. Tank runs at 28 degrees. And because I don't have much of a risk of these type of fish jumping out of the tank, I've only got half of the glass top on so that the LEDs can penetrate through the water a bit better rather than having to go through the glass top. And that's about it.